Alrighty then, you watch. This is Monday, Labor Day evening. About, I don't know what time it is, 10 o'clock, something like that. But you watch. I guarantee you. I'll bet that you're going to be seeing me on the East Coast right exactly wherever that hurricane hits. If it hits anywhere. You watch. Anyway, this is going to be my video on that target. I hope you went back and watched that video because it's pertinent. The target doing the work. Well, let me start out with this. When I tell you guys somebody that I pay attention to, somebody to go get information from, somebody to listen to, right after I could watch these guys for 2 years, and as soon as I tell you about it, all of a sudden they start changing. They start putting up a whole bunch of bullshit. War Drummer's a good example. I told you to go pay attention to War Drummer. All of a sudden, he changed, and oh my gosh. I told you about world-class bullshit artist. As soon as I told you about that guy, he changed. Now, there's a few that haven't changed. McAllister TV has not changed. I still recommend the heck out of her. She's really good. And there's some others that haven't changed, but the vast majority of the ones that I've told you to pay attention to, they have changed. Now, a thing, just something I want to mention about teachers is that I have found that all of the good teachers were turned a long time ago. Terrence McKenna, there's a video on YouTube. He came out and admitted he works for the CIA as long as he teaches certain things. Alan Watts, others have all come out admitting that they were hired by the CIA. Robert Anton Wilson, one of my very favorites, until I found that out. I thought that the only one I would ever be able to continue trusting was Eckhart Tolle. And what happened with him? He come out all of a sudden getting political and this is from what he was teaching to what he talks about now is like night and day. All of a sudden he comes out as a flat earther and all that other kind of stuff, and he's promoting the agenda as well. So it's just like, that's it, I'm done. Anyway, when I was making those videos about this target that was doing this work, right after I told you about him, he turned and started putting out a bunch of shit. Now, I check back, even though I might not follow anybody anymore, I check back every now and then, every 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever. I'll check back and see if they're still putting out bullshit. And then I'll let them work to earn my trust back if that might be the case. If they're not, but that's never the case. Anyway, he's still putting out bullshit, but he's still putting out good information. And this is one strong reason I've got for not telling you who I follow, where I get some information at, which is going to be very pertinent in my next one. I'm trying to hurry through this video so I can get to my next one, because I've got some bombshell, blockbuster, explosive, boom, wham, pow information in my next video. Oh my gosh, don't miss it. It is fantastic. I'll give you a hint. I can see the very, very near future where these guys aren't going to be able to do anything without everybody knowing. That is a clue to my next video. Anyway, let me get on with this. When I spoke about that target that was doing the work, what I did not put into the video was a lot of the stuff that the son was talking about. When I told you he went way off in left field and out into woo-woo land and all that stuff. I wasn't even ready for that shit. Didn't think it was true even back then. The stuff that the child was speaking about at that time that I did not put in the video. I hope the wind isn't hurting this too much. He was talking about child sacrifices and all that other kind of stuff. And the picture I was getting from his description, let me see if I can get behind this machine. The picture that I was getting in my head from the description that this guy was giving of what his son was talking about was, you've got this great big underground warehouse, a convention center sized warehouse full of computers, and like at the end of the rows and rows of computers is this little kind of like a lunchroom area or something, maybe. I mean, a large area. And this is like where they do the sacrifices at, like where they have their pentagram on the ground or whatever. And anyway, this is just a picture I'm getting in my head. I don't remember how he described it or anything like that. I haven't gone back and watched his videos. But if I remember right, I seem to recall that the mother forced the son to participate in some of the sacrificing stuff. Now, the things that the son was talking about was really horrific. Sacrificing children, all that kind of stuff. That was way too woo-woo for me back then, and there was no way I was going to put that in my video. But the more I'm learning about these guys, the truer it's becoming. I'm finding that it's not that far out, and it's not far out anymore at all, because now I know it's a fact. And I've been shielding you guys from some really bad pictures, believe me. The pictures I've put up are very, very weak compared to some of the stuff that I've seen. Anyway, fast forward to when I told you about it, which was 3 videos ago or something. There's a conversation about their secret communications. And no longer can they use cell phones and fax machines and emails and that kind of stuff, because they know they are being heavily, heavily watched. My next video is going to tell you how they're doing it now. But they know they're being heavily watched. So how are they communicating now? On television. And this discussion was involving their communications now that they have to do in public. And so they were giving some examples of what they were doing now. Now, remember what I've told you about this guy. His wife is really connected. She's really high up. Her parents are really high up. Her grandparents are high up. And they are doing these sacrifice things. Okay. These people in this conversation are talking about one of the communications that they had. And they said, look at this conversation here on this TV show. This is secret communications. And they are discussing this woman. And as soon as they said what woman, I knew it was this guy's ex. And they're saying, we don't have anything left. We have to rely on her to do her thing. Now these guys know nothing about who she is. They have nothing, no idea what she's involved in. They think she's going to be a honeypot. And this honeypot is going to try and entrap Trump and get him thrown out of office like Monica Lewinsky or something. But as soon as they said what woman they were talking about, that's what stunned me. They are like, we got to rely on her to get things done. Meaning, do the sacrifices and do this and do that and the other thing so that, you know, the demons or Satan will come down and take Trump out. It's like, this is their last resort. And this is what stunned. These people had no clue who she was or what this lady is involved in. They were assuming she was going to do the honeypot thing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's the story on that. That's all I wanted to relay. It stunned me when I learned it. I know it ain't no big deal to you guys, but that's something I wanted to relay. Anyway, wait for my next one. Hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye.